Chat, here we go. We got ourselves a nice 1v1 today. We got Retals versus Kv1. Retals has started up in the 1v1 game mode a lot more recently. He has certainly been a top ones player for a long time, but isn't necessarily, you know, primed and ready to play throughout the entirety of his career. But in the past month or so, he has been playing more and is wanting to get involved in the show match scene. So we've got him a nice tough matchup in Kv1. Kv1, somebody asked in chat where he's from. I know a lot of the long-time 1v1 viewers, they certainly know Kv1. From Brazil, playing from South America on USC servers. The whole match will be on USC servers. Kv1 and the rest of the SAM guys are pretty used to doing that. You see he has 136 ping here in this matchup against Retals, who is playing on 20. And if this is the first time you've ever seen something like this, you're probably aghast. How could Kv1 possibly play with such a severe ping disadvantage? Well, he has made it seem like it doesn't even matter. He has done so well on high ping that I think people sometimes forget that he's playing every single game. And I actually watched him recently on stream playing with his 140 ping on USC servers. I think he was queuing threes. And it's crazy. It's a different experience. I mean, I play from US West on USC, so just, you know, you get a couple different movements of the ball, but, you know, it feels like almost every other touch has a slight delayed reaction to it. But Kv1 manages to do just fine. And right now he's up 2-0 on Space Station Gaming's Retals. Nice last touch to push it over the top of the Retals pre-jump. You love Kv1, but his camera settings kill you inside. They are definitely unique, and certainly it'd be worth trying out if you're a player who's trying to get the best at ones. I know back when I first started watching any sort of content of the game was when Scrubkilla was going on crazy runs on Johnny's stream. I definitely switched to Scrubkilla cam settings for a long time. Nice flick by Kv1. He is on point right now as he sends it to the top left corner. When Kv1 wins, he usually wins by a lot. We've talked about this in the past, but Kv1 has had almost only two kinds of games, at least on our stream, which is him dominating in a sweep or a near sweep, or him getting dominated. And not much in between. I know we had a game 5 recently on Johnny's stream against Toxic, so maybe it's only special here on the Feer stream. But he is starting this one off, hinting at another domination. He's up 3-0. Retals hasn't really found much offense at all. Had a tough time getting anything going. Kv1 is going to steal both the mid and back corner boost. So see what Retals does here. Does he want to stay on the ball, or is he willing to give Kv1 space? He is, for the most part, sticking around. And a bit of an awkward play at the midfield. It seemed like not what he intended to do, but it left him in a perfect spot to make a challenge. Kv1 dodges the demo, misses. Retals, man, he can't pick up any boost on this field. Kv1 has done such a good job of starving him out, and now it's finally time to cash in on the starvation. Retals, a soft touch with any mana boost. He gets back to that and is able to probably get it before Kv1, at the very least help 50 it, but because Kv1 had starved him out, he is left down 4-0. Halfway through the game, where will the offense come from Retals? Apparently, it's going to be a pretty tame flick at the midfield. Kv1 just makes a mistake. I'm surprised that this is the way Retals is finally able to score. But it just goes to show how awkward the right height of a flick that's directly behind a defender, a shadowing defender, is just nearly impossible to save. Kv1, even if he had connected with the ball like he was trying to, he would have at best slightly moved it off its path. Retals would pretty likely have continued it on for a goal either way. Retals once again playing with absolutely no boost. Kv1 just going to force it right back into net. The pre-flip and a fifth. The reason why Kv1 is such a scary player to play, we've said it a million times, you'll have to hear it again. This is your first time watching him. He has such solid control of the kickoffs that a 5-1 lead, you know, normally in 1v1, it's a very recoverable lead. Couple kickoffs and you're back. but it almost always requires a good kickoff game. You can't really get 4 in the open field without ever getting a quick one off kickoff. But Kv1's is so solid. It seems to just snuff out the light of a comeback, even with 1:20 left to go. Panda doesn't seem to have faith in Retals. It's going to be a tough matchup, no doubt. And this time, Kv1 gifted one a little bit. Retals trying to creep up the back wall. And Kv1 can just delay the play. This should be a direct kickoff goal again. And surprisingly, it's the first one. Can I go next? Yeah, for sure. Retals wants to go next. 7-1 at the Brazil. He wants to go next. Kv1 going to go up early in this best of 5. Kv1 win. 160 for Kv1 on this second server. Definitely not as good as the first server. We can always roll if we really want to. Maybe if they score this first one quick, then I'll ask Kv1 if he'd rather get a 140 and go to another server. 160, you okay with that? It's pretty bad. You could certainly get him and probably Retals even better server. But he's okay with it. The shot high. This is a nice save. And for one of the first times, Retals is able to make a defensive play and come away with his corner boost, something he wasn't able to do at all in game 1. And I don't think Retals can get away with this. Retals is going to have to be perfect on offense. He cannot be handing over any free ones like he just did. Kv1 not even needing to jump on the save attempt and just prep for the shot into Retals' net with no worries at all. Retals is going to have to be much, much cleaner with it, especially with how little offensive opportunities he's been given. Kv1 trying to catch him off guard right now with a strong cut towards the net. Retals putting a shot on target. Can he keep his offense going after doing so? The first shot was not very strong. Doesn't really matter as long as he can get a long extended offensive possession from him. And here he's got Kv1 up early. He should be able to wave dash and finish this one off, and he will. There's a first for Retals. And he stops the bleeding. Who knows how long of a streak it was from that last game. I think Retals got his first goal somewhat earlier in it, but it ended 7-1. Started off 2-0 here. So is this the beginning of Retals turning it around? Kv1 dribble all the way from his corner. He's going to finish it off on the ground. Retals didn't want to challenge us early. Let's watch it from Retals' perspective. It's a really good use of the late flip by Kv1 to make sure he made it all the way to the net. But, oh, man, he just didn't expect such a strong shot off the catch. Retals really, really tried to wait. But the thing that Kv1 didn't really do with that dribble is he didn't really threaten the flip reset much, which is what keeps defenders guessing most of the time. There should have been a decent aerial to read, yet still Retals wanted to wait it out. Kv1 pop over the top. This should be an easy fourth. He's going to go for a double instead. Oh no, he hit the only part of the crossbar that wasn't going to work for him. Even if he missed higher, it would have been an easy double. Lower, it's just straight in the net. But now, he's given up one the other way. And this is a great sign for Retals. A player who has shown no weakness so far. Finally didn't convert on one of his open opportunities. And instead gave one back. Retals having to use every bit of what he has left to get to this ball. And great carry of the possession. Recognizing that Kv1 has been prioritizing stealing boost every time he's been back in Retals' corner. So he knows he doesn't have to worry about that early challenge. Can instead carry the dribble and flick the ball out of his half to give himself some time. And now I think he's tied up the game. Neither one of these guys want to look at the goal, so it's hard to know. But that's because they both know it's going in. Kv1 seemed like he was up in time, just maybe reacting to a quicker shot from Retals, or just purely made a mistake, didn't get the read. Retals in control of this kickoff, but somehow it turns into an immediate Kv1 goal. Trying to take it to the side wall and just overshooting it as he flicks it and cannot stick with it. Retals looking to the wave dash kickoff. Haven't been paying enough attention to know if he's been going for that all series long. It has seemed to work for him here in this game number 2. Giving Kv1 space. Imagine we're going to see Retals being a little bit more conservative with his boost usage. Knowing how many times he's been stuck just outside his net with the very little scraps that Kv1 has left. And this is a nice flick. The double should be easy. Tie game. Retals brings it back. Kv1 on the verge of blowing it out after starting off hot in this game 2 and a really great game 1. Kv1 has a knack of instantly gaining back his leads in situations like this. So it will come down to Retals being able to match his kickoff, and right now he has done exactly that. Kv1 feels backflipping off the ball. I don't know if he was going to go for a pinch or what. But either way, Retals, not sure that was the best play. Dropping the ball off to Kv1 and letting him have a full field dribble. Yeah, look at Retals now. Not using any of this 28 that he knows will be the last 28 to his name. Kv1 has anything to say about it, but he will retreat off the ball. Good read that Kv1 wasn't going to stay with it. Kv1 normally a guy to keep the pressure on. And if he needs boost, he'll just look for a challenge at every opportunity. What a late save, but he gets there. Crucial next goal, the way the game is slowed down in the final minute. Who will be able to dictate the pace? The lead late is much more important than it is in any other point in the game, which probably sounds like a very stupid thing for a commentator to say. Obviously it's important, but what I mean is you can start to play your lead with about this much time left, as opposed to earlier in the game when you just have to pretend like you're tied, otherwise you'll be getting exposed. So Retals, tap over Kv1 in the corner, and he finishes it in the top right. How will he play his lead with 32 seconds left to go? Kv1, a solid kickoff. You see him using his camera to find where Retals is. He's going to just tap this shot despite having no boost or any momentum to work with. It's very clearly going to be an incredibly soft shot. Maybe felt like that was his best option in that circumstance. Retals smart not to challenge early. Kv1 wanted to pop it over him, but no. Retals will go up 6-4. It's looking like Retals will come back in this game number 2. Not quite as dominant a win as Kv1 had in game 1, but it's not going to matter. Retals has downloaded something about the way Kv1 is playing. Zero seconds. And that'll be it. 1-1. We'll head to game number 3. Yo, Fury, thank you for the prime. Fury, thank you, man. Game number 3. Kv1. Immediate kickoff win. Will not take it for an air dribble. Instead, cuts it in field. He's had a really solid flick game. No, he didn't score on his first. It's enough to put Retals awkward and finish it off on the continuation. Look at the way Retals is just holding on to all 48 of his boosts. I feel like he could have used a little bit of that to challenge immediately had he wanted to. But this is a learned, method of playing defense based on the way Kv1 has been preventing him from picking up anything. Retals now with space. Can he bait Kv1 in? Oh, he maybe tried a little bit too hard to bait him in. That fake challenge completely worked Retals. I mean, I don't think it's going to show it to us, but Kv1 didn't really put on that convincing of a fake challenge. I wouldn't think that a lot of players would be willing to challenge on the wall from that position. But it's enough to get Retals to chip it off the wall. Now he's got himself a 2-goal lead. Retals passed to himself with no boost. He's got to be instantly playing damage control. He's got to know that Kv1 is going to be able to take control of the ball. So at best, he needs to just buy himself some time, and he's not quite able to. Takes a slight moment to grab boost. And that's a slight moment too much. Retals, high chip. Kv1 able to reset back into net. He's had these pre-jumps on the dribble pops by Retals all series long. This time it works about as good as it possibly can for him. Retals not sticking with the ball. Too high of a pop, really. The reason why he doesn't want to come up to meet that ball is because if he continues to touch it higher, he's taking away his scoring opportunity. And if he rushes back to it to get a 50, he's going to end up flying over the top. It's just a really awkward ball to work with when you touch it stronger than you meant to. So Kv1 able to take it away. And Retals is still looking for a goal in this game number 3. Kv1 able to get his corner. Has to play it faster than he'd like to, but can he find the double here? No, he misses wide. Retals might have been there if it was on target, but a perfect angle. Certainly could have gotten him a 5th goal. Kv1 in the air once again. Really just not much of a serious shot. Retals is going to be more than prepared to get that save. He's just going to be able to save it in stride, which should result in an easy possession. I say the same thing here as well. Retals not going to pop it off the bounce like we've seen him do earlier. Instead, trying to get it on his car for a dribble, but can't get it before Kv1 is able to pressure it over the top of him, and then it's not the same going the other way. Retals ends up giving him much more space as he went a little bit all in on that flip near the midfield to try and break up the dribble immediately. And when he didn't, he allowed Kv1 to get to his spot. Retals a second wave dash 50 after the kickoff. Try and get in control. Now Kv1 almost able to place this above the crossbar and in. Did enough to get Retals to fall off the inside of the net, which is going to leave him awkward, but ultimately his downfall is the fact that he's once again left in net with 0 boost. He takes a slight detour to pick up a couple pads. Kv1's going to have that angle. Kv1 back to his game 1 ways right now, making it seem impossible for Retals to find a way to score. Retals off pads. That might have been a mistouch though from Kv1. I think that's going to end up resulting in Retals being able to escape. Has the ball at midfield now, but still isn't working with much of anything. Kv1 can turn and challenge pretty confidently. Retals once again unable to get a save and win the race through his corner boost. This is a strong clear though. I think Kv1's going to be forced to take it into his corner. At the very least, Retals will be able to reset the midfield, and now he's even able to get a shot. Could not get up in the air fast enough. Nice recovery from Kv1. Tables have turned a bit in terms of who has the boost advantage. Kv1 should be able to path over a few pads on his way back to net though. But Retals is just going to score. Oh, he gets the demo. I think Kv1 was a little bit too late to react to everything that was going on here. He's had, this flip. This flip felt like it guaranteed he wasn't going to be able to make a play. As soon as you front flip and waste so much time in terms of, possible times to turn and challenge, you're guaranteed to, finish the flip animation, be a certain distance away from the play. It's going to be really hard to turn late, be able to get a save, but it's not really going to matter for Kv1 right now. as he's up 6-1, and with 50 seconds left to go, it's not terribly likely that Retals will be able to come back. I think we saw a similar scoreline at the end of game 1. This time, Kv1 faking a reset or just prepping for a 50 had Retals made any contact, but instead, Retals goes flying by. Oh, Kv1 just left the net open. Retals going to punish him for that. Can't take that long of a trip out to the midfield or the corner boost. Retals, bit of an open net miss there. I think had he gotten that power shot a little bit more online, he should have been able to score there. But it's all the formality here as we wait out the last 24 seconds. Where will Retals find offense again? Either one of these two, as Retals gets a demo at the midfield, have been terribly demo aggressive or bump aggressive. We saw Retals eventually get that goal off the edge of a bump, but other than a couple plays like that, these two have left each other to their ways. Game number 4. Retals went down a couple goals in game 2 before taking control of it. Can he start off hot here? I'm not sure he's scored first in any game so far. Maybe he scored first in game 1 before Kv1 went on a 7-goal streak, if that's the case. Retals has space here. Kv1 not one to shadow very long. I think since Retals was starting that dribble, completely in his back corner, he wasn't going to challenge that deep. Gotta expect Kv1 not to just let you take it the length of the field. He's not one to want to just shadow and react like some top ones players do. Maybe it has to do with the ping disadvantage he always has to play on. Maybe it just feels easier to challenge early as opposed to sit and wait. I know some of the Middle East guys also have some early challenge ways, but then there's also Rawas, who I think is one of the premier shadow defenders who actually doesn't turn to challenge very often, just trusts in his ability to get saves and take away possessions. Minute into this one, either one of these two getting a serious shot. A little bit of chicken here at midfield. And Retals using the last bit of his boost just to close the distance a little bit on Kv1. I'm not sure it's really a wise use of the final 20. You might have been able to stay in that play, but with just a little bit more. Instead, when you arrived in the corner, sitting there with 0, there's really nothing you could do but turn around and leave, especially Kv1 resetting to 100 in that back corner. Kv1 bounce dribble. Looking to try and bait Retals into a poor 50. Retals goes for the shadow turn and then backflip challenge. He did enough to force Kv1 off offense. Nice cut underneath. How can he create something off this? He's going to go for the demo. Nice play. Retals is one of the premier demoers in the game. Not a good spawn for Kv1. I think it was possible for him to spawn directly underneath Retals. But instead, he's all the way on the other side of the field. Just made me think of something, chat. If 4 cars camp on the 4 respawn locations, what happens? Does the game spawn people like slightly off to the side? It's a second goal for Retals. Or they spawn under? Wait, so they push you up? Interesting. I didn't know that. Glad you guys did. Pretty sure you just spawn on top, or that would almost make more sense if you spawned on top of the person who's waiting there. Because I know like on kickoff they slightly drop you onto the field. Maybe do they do that with demos too? Do they like spawn you and then drop you onto the field? Very low scoring game in this game number 4, and controlled by Retals. And I think you know, the signs seem to point that should favor him. And Kv1 is able to get going. Goal after goal. See a lot of kickoffs. He has really ran it up, but right now, Retals controlling the pace. Kv1, huge separation from the ball, which makes his aerial, you know, options very, very limited. Very easy to read. Retals doesn't have to panic at all. Just can wait late on that goal line. Clear it away. Kv1 trying to muscle his way through right now. Turning to challenge the earliest opportunity. You know, he doesn't get a goal from it. He is going to be able to find a possession in the corner. Retals, a demo again. This should be a third goal. Yeah, he placed... Oh! It is the third goal. I don't know if Kv1 had expected the miss. Maybe he could have gotten the save. Let's see. I don't know. I don't think so. Probably didn't have a chance either way. Retals knew what he was doing. Kv1 control the kickoff. Can't find anything from it. Not very like him. Normally one to get a good opportunity quickly off of almost every play. Now he hasn't found a single goal. Retals is on the verge of completely shutting him out. This is not very often in any sort of game. Oh, there it is. Kv1 is going to at least get one. Right as I start talking about how impressive it would be to shut somebody completely out, especially a guy who has put up, you know, 7 and 9 or so goals in the previous games. It was 7 with a minute left to go when Retals forfeited in game 1. But Kv1 is going to have to force this goal off of the top of Retals' car, which goes to show how this game has been going with Retals in possession for the majority of the time. Even in the few moments Kv1's had a chance, he's going to have to muscle it through, and this time Retals has the perfect read. Kv1 doesn't use his flip. Tries to see if he could sneak it underneath the defender like he's done earlier in this series. He needs a ground pinch in net to get this one on. Instead, it's pinched away, so with 15 seconds left to go, it does seem like we're going to see a Game 5. Retals, another demo. I'll tell you what, we talked about not a lot of demos happening previously in this match. Well, Retals seems to have heard. He says, I'll bring out the demos. I think almost every goal this game coming off of a demo. I want to say at least 3 of the 4. Retals flipped past the ball, or sorry, Kv1 flipped past the ball. It'll hit the ground, or it'll eventually hit the ground, I promise. And we will head to game number 5. I lied, it didn't hit the ground. It went in the net. Kv1 was able to take it all the way to the net. But hey, either way, we're going to game 5. Caster cursed in the best way. Yeah, chat, you're right. I did. I caster cursed us into a great game. How does he play with 160 ping? It can't be possible. Yeah, I would suggest watching his stream sometime if you ever get the chance. I think he's Kv1 underscore. Because you get to see. You get to see like what he's playing with constantly. Yeah, we can reroll. For sure. Just let me know if it's good right away. Hit us with a no problem. I think it probably is. This one, sorry guys, game 5. Kv1 asking for a new server makes sense. Not only was the last one 160 ping, but it also seemed to kick him out at the end of every game, or he was just leaving really quick and we weren't noticing. But he is going to get 130 ping for the final game. Retals is only going to get even better ping no matter what Kv1 gets. So who will it be? This has been a back and forth match. Kv1 dominations, and then Retals slight wins, but it almost feels wrong to call game number 4 a slight win, even though Retals didn't really run up the scoreline. He did control the game the whole way, and Kv1 only ever able to get a single goal off of a goal line 50. So can Retals do it again? Another demo. I mean, he has figured out that Kv1 is having a hard time avoiding these demos. Oh, nice outplay. That's really fast play by Kv1. One final touch that I don't even think he needed. Playing this off 0 boost. Great use of momentum. Flipping to land on the wall and getting a clean touch right off of it. Retals. Really short fake challenge, but might have been enough. Kv1 did take a quick shot as if he was worried about the quick challenge, and now Kv1 put himself out of position. That's just an open net. You know, I'm not going to give a terrible amount of credit to Retals. It was a good setup, but we've seen Retals hitting those same kind of setups this whole series, and Kv1, as long as he's positioned well enough, can find himself, you know, completely torched by, but that time Retals got him. And at the very least, the thing you can give credit to Retals for is he has gotten Kv1 uncomfortable. Something that didn't look like the case, even in the slight win that Retals got in Game 2. Kv1 felt like he was still getting to play his game at times. Proved that in the next game. Now, it is looking like he is thinking twice about what he's doing on the field. This air dribble 50 is a second, though. Retals trying to make a save off of only 12 boosts. Gonna be tough no matter what. Kv1 trying to hold on to this possession. He lost it slightly into his orange half, but actually able to pick up 100 boosts and pop it back to himself. Retals, he's looking for that demo. The demo has been doing well for him in the past couple games, but he just couldn't quite get there. Kv1 will go up 3-2. Retals, nice fight off Kv1. A very intentional slight delay from his path to make sure Kv1 doesn't get a clean landing. Guarantee that he wins the race to the corner. Will Retals take this through the air? I wasn't sure if he would, and yeah, his touch is too strong. You can't really do anything from it. And now a late turn back. It's going to be an easy bucket for Kv1. I don't think it needs to be. Bit of a delayed recovery here from Retals. Watching it from his perspective, he needed to recognize, he needed to bail much, much sooner than he did. Fighting Kv1 off the ball again. I should say off the boost, because Kv1 is sticking on the ball. He's able to pick up that midfield. The bounce is not going to be favorable for Retals. Retals trying to get Kv1 to panic. Bit of an awkward setup. Not a bad idea. Instead of trying to force something on a flick, something that Kv1 can save with strength, just let it roll. See if Kv1 outplays himself. If not, should be able to stay up on offense. Retals, is he going for the bump? I thought maybe he was just trying to demo Kv1, but no. He just wins the race. He's got himself a bouncing possession. He'll pop it again. He hasn't really liked his on-card dribbles. We've seen him maybe once or twice try and take it down for a carry. It hasn't gone well for him. So now we see him kind of popping the ball, just trying to get bouncing plays toward the net where he trusts himself to make the right move, like this one. A demo and a third. Kv1 slowing down ever so slightly to make sure he got the right touch to send that into the corner. That's enough. Minute left to go. Kv1 does have the lead. As we come down to the wire here, Retals able to reset on 100. Once this ball chipped up, this flick gets saved. He should be able to steal boost. Kv1 has more than enough. I'm not sure if Retals knows that Kv1 is sitting with a full 70. He's going to boom this out of his half. Unable to win the race is Retals at the midfield. Back in time for the immediate counter. And now Kv1 power sliding at the mid. I think Retals get possession for free. Not normally what he likes to do. I feel like he's such a pressure defender normally. He's going to go for a double off the back wall. Has he got this in? He doesn't! Oh no, Kv1. So close to likely icing the game. He will do it here now, though. Man, that was close. Like a triple touch off the back wall. And instead, he's able to get it on the follow-up. Retals baited out with 0 boost. 5-3. And Retals needs some solid kickoffs. Will he change it up at all? I don't think we've seen either one of these guys delay the kickoff or fake it. And that's not going to change here. Retals stick it to his wave dash kickoff. And I'm not sure he's got the time to both steal this boost and get back for 2 more shots. He can't get over the top of Kv1. That demo is likely it. Kv1 will shoot off of it. 6-3. 8 seconds left to go. Needs to be 3 straight immediate kickoff wins for Retals if it's going to happen. And that's not it. Kv1 able to ice it out. Retals bringing it down to the wire. It turns out this is a very even matchup between these two. Close games, but Kv1 stays on top.